Welcome to the peer-guided DBT lesson study group introduction video, brought to you by DBT skills application Peers Helping Peers. The purpose of this video is to introduce our lesson group to you, along with giving you an overview of our group's policies. Please keep in mind that we're simply peers helping peers, working together to bring about more peaceful, constructive, and ultimately happier lives. In other words, a life worth living. Now let's take a look at our group description. This is a study group for those unable to attend an official dialectical behavior therapy group. Our group is guided by peers who have successfully learned how to use the skills offered through a therapy group. While we're not qualified to offer any form of therapy, we can share the skills we were taught and how these skills have changed our lives. Study with us in the training and practice of skills for dialectical behavior. Learn tools to create a life worth living. And now for our disclaimer. Our study group is not intended to be used as an alternative to a professional DBT group. A person will gain the most benefits by learning these skills from a therapist trained to teach them. The in-person groups are dialectical behavior therapy. We're not qualified to offer therapy. If you're unable to attend DBT in a person-to-person group, this group may be your best option. So please join us in dialectical behavior training. And now on to our class and group rules. Number 1. This group will be treated as if it were an official DBT group. The group leaders will be respected, and members must acknowledge that they are aware that this group is not run by professionals. They must agree that they have been made aware that this is a peer-guided group. We'll come back to rule number 2 in just a moment. Number 3. Respect of other members is required. Non-judgmental, non-offensive language, etc. And be validating. It is necessary that each member take a moment to give the other members feedback on their answers. On the next page, we put together an acronym using the word respect. Now let's take a look at what each of the letters in our acronym RESPECT stand for. Starting with R, responsible. You are responsible for your own actions. Nobody can make you feel or say anything. E, for encourage. Encourage one another. S, for speak. Speak to each other kindly. P, for pride. Take pride in your accomplishments and those of others. E, for express. Express yourself without offending. Your language should be profanity-free. C, for compassionately. Compassionately offer helpful hints. And T, for treat. Treat others as you want to be treated. And now on to rule number 4. Members agree to protect the privacy of others. Nothing from this group may be shared outside of this group. No post may be shared outside the group. Due to the nature of our group, all must feel safe to post. No screenshots may be taken of any content within the group, even if you are the poster or commenter. and if the rule of confidentiality is broken, legal action may occur. Number 5. There will be no posting inside this group, only homework on specified post for the week. Please put your entire homework answer in a single comment. Under weekly post, answers are expected, comments are appreciated, and questions are welcome. And please, comments only. We want to try to keep this group wall clear except for comments under the lesson posts. Please put your regular posts on the main group wall. All members of the lesson group are required to be members of our main support group, DBT Skills application, Peers Helping Peers, and you'll find a link in the video description below. And now back to rule number 2. Participation is not optional. All members must agree to complete all homework assignments by the date they are due. All members must answer all homework questions below the post for each week's lesson. Missing 3 times for the current module will result in removal for the remainder of that module. Now, if removed, a member may request to start again on the next module. Now let's examine the time commitments required. No matter what learned skill a person desires, it will take time on the part of the student to learn the logistics of that skill, then practice time to learn how to put those principles into use. This holds equally true for the DBT skills. They take time to learn. So let's take a look at time expectations in professional groups. The average outpatient dialectical behavior therapy group meets 1 day a week for a 3-hour session. The average inpatient DBT group meets for 1-hour sessions either once or twice daily. Group members typically are given some form of reading materials to read between sessions. Group members can also expect to take worksheets with them to be filled out between sessions. They are also required to put in time practicing the skill assigned for that week, and most are required to fill out a daily diary card to chart change. Combining the time of meeting with the formal group, reading materials assigned, filling out required forms, and practice time, a person, outpatient, could expect a minimum of 5 hours of their week to be invested in DBT. An inpatient client could expect anywhere from 9 to 25 hours of their week to be used on DBT. While to some this may sound like an enormous amount of time going towards this single goal, when compared to other skills one might attempt to learn and master, this is not more than is to be expected. Investing this small amount of time each week can take a person who simply survives from one day to the next and give them a life worth living, not just surviving. Those who have achieved this will tell you it is well worth the investment. Now let's take a look at the time expectations for our group. Each of our DBT lessons begin with a video describing and explaining the skill to be focused on for that week. On rare occasions, a skill may be broken into 2 sections. In that event, there will be 2 videos for that lesson. On average, our videos are 20 to 25 minutes long. Considering the shortest professional group is an hour long, this is a minimal time requirement. One advantage to learning by video is that if you have a short attention span, you are able to stop the video where your attention begins to drift, take a break, and resume when refocused. A video can be watched repeatedly, as many times as needed until the skill is understood. Video time, 15 to 45 minutes. Next, we have reading time. Each lesson is designed with reading material that was created to complement the video for that lesson. Most lessons include one or more short articles as required reading, as shown highlighted on the left-hand side here. What is the diary card? Reading time between 15 and 45 minutes. Next, we're on to practice time. A person cannot learn a new skill without practice. Someone could spend countless hours reading about how to play the piano, watch others play, and listen to them discuss techniques for endless additional hours, but still not be able to sit down and just play. It takes practice and repetition to grasp any new skill. You can't learn how to do something without learning from your mistakes. This means you must actually attempt the desired skill to make the mistakes needed to learn from them. Learning a skill is reinforced by those aha moments. Those moments when you have taken all the logistics of a skill, practiced and practiced, till suddenly you perform that skill successfully. Those are the moments when you can feel that everything you were taught, all the practice needed to achieve the goal, made sense. DBT skills require the same to learn. You can only learn them by practical application. You must practice them. It's recommended that beginning piano students spend 30 minutes a day. This is a good time frame for beginners to practice DBT skills too. Practice time, 30 minutes daily, about 3.5 hours a week. Next, let's take a look at worksheets. Each lesson employs one or more worksheets that will help you put the new skill into practice. The worksheets are designed to help you pinpoint what didn't work for you in your practice. Learn from your mistakes. They also highlight your successes. They reinforce the usefulness of that skill. The worksheets help you plan ways to put the skill into use in the future. Worksheet time, 30 minutes to an hour. And now, group participation. At the bottom of each lesson posted within the lesson group, 2 to 4 questions about the assigned work will be asked. All members will be expected to answer all questions no later than the posted due date, but posting as soon as complete is appreciated. Each member is also requested to read through the responses of your fellow group members. If you're able to offer a kind, helpful comment, please do. If you're able to validate another member in some way that is helpful to them and you. Homework time, 30 to 45 minutes. So let's go ahead and recap the time commitment requirements for our group. From the activity list here, we have, starting with video, a minimum time of 15 minutes and a maximum time of 45 minutes. Reading time, 15 minutes to 45 minutes. Practice time, 210 minutes or 3.5 hours a week. Worksheets, 30 minutes to 60 minutes. Homework, 30 minutes to 45 minutes. This gives us a total of 5 to 7 hours a week, 45 minutes to an hour per day. If you're not able to dedicate approximately 1 hour a day to learning DBT skills, it is not likely to be fully effective for you. So ask yourself, what is a life worth living worth to you? Next, let's take a look at our awesome group leaders. We have group admins and moderators for many different backgrounds and walks of life. Our staff comes from many different locations throughout the world. We have varying levels of education, different beliefs, and life values. What we all have in common is that we all have personally experienced the improvement that learning and using DBT skills has brought to our lives. Because DBT is in vastly higher demand than what is offered professionally at this time, including locations where it's not offered at all, along with other locations facing long waiting lists in places where it is, our leaders want to help. Because we have experienced a vital change in our own lives, we've come together with the common goal of wishing to share what we have learned from DBT with those who are unable to learn these skills from a professional. We all gladly volunteer our time to pass on the steps we have personally taken to find a life worth living. We rotate lesson homework responsibilities so that none of us are overwhelmed. This gives us each a break between lessons we oversee. What this means for you is that you learn how different skills worked for different people. Having a group of leaders also serves as a safeguard that ensures that you will not be taught a viewpoint, but rather DBT skills that are agreed to be the skills we were taught by professionals. On the left, we show the staff that will assist members for each lesson to be posted. Members can contact them with any questions regarding the homework. Now let's take a look at lesson materials. Dan and Tasha Tonning, I'm Dan by the way, organize all study materials. That information is then put into a video format, like this video. The videos are created because some people are visual and will learn more from pictures, while some learn better through audio input. The video material is then covered in greater depth with additional information and information sources in a booklet form of handouts and worksheets. Due to the cost of programs used in the creation of these materials, there will be a minimal charge for these booklets to offset these costs. Members will receive a discount on these. The average is $3 per lesson. If someone is unable to afford this cost, please let us know. Some people have volunteered to sponsor others. If you would like to sponsor someone to make this possible for them, please let us know. Well, are you ready to get a life worth living? Then come on and learn with us in peer-guided DBT lessons. Thank you for watching and thank you for listening.